Look closely at the rough texture of the wood. An 80-year-old man's gnarled knuckles are smearing pitch, sealing the gaps between the timbers. As the view pulls back, the sheer scale of the ark is revealed. A mountain of wood on a mountaintop. The sky is a cruel, cloudless blue. Noah, drenched in sweat, swings a worn-out chisel. His eyes are filled with sorrow. His voice, hoarse from shouting about the coming judgment, is now silent. He looks down from the mountain with pity for the lives about to be lost. Down below, in the city, people in lavish silk and gold jewelry are dancing. The camera pans across a banquet table, greasy meat and spilled wine. Greedy eyes, a bride and groom kiss and burst out laughing, pointing at the distant mountain. Look at that crazy old man building a boat on a mountaintop. Rain, he says, water will pour from the sky. Their laughter echoes through the city, but the background music is low and ominous. Suddenly, the air grows heavy. Noah and his family of 8 load their last belongings and step into the ark. Then, a stillness falls. With no mechanical aid, the massive door of the ark begins to close on its own, with a deep, resonant sound. The moment it shuts with a final thud, the screen darkens. The first drop of rain hits the dry earth, kicking up a puff of dust. Now, picture a barren wheat field in Judea. 2 men are plowing behind an ox. One man keeps looking at the sky, muttering prayers under his breath. The other man stares only at the plow, digging into the earth, grumbling, "What if the harvest is poor this year?" Their feet are equally dirty with dust, but their souls are turned toward different horizons. Suddenly, a supernatural tremor is felt from the sky. The camera focuses on the hands of the 2 men gripping the plow. In an instant, the praying man's form vanishes in a flash of light. The ox stops, and the plow clatters to the ground. The man left behind looks around, bewildered. Where his friend once stood, only a pair of worn-out sandals and a sweat-soaked towel flutter in the wind. Inside a simple, stone-walled kitchen, 2 women sit facing each other, turning a heavy millstone. One woman has peace in her eyes, her lips murmuring a quiet confession. "Lord, are you coming soon?" The woman across from her sighs, listening to worldly gossip. The dusty sunlight streaming through the kitchen window lies between them like the scales of judgment. The rhythm of the millstone breaks. One of the hands holding the handle is gone. The spot where the woman who was singing praises sat is now empty. Her simple outer garment has fallen gently to the floor. The woman left behind collapses over the millstone, weeping. Could it be? Has it really happened? Her cries echo emptily in the small room. In a quiet bedroom in a Jewish house, moonlight streams through the window onto a bed where 2 people are fast asleep. Their breathing is as steady as a clock stick. The camera alternates between their faces. Both seem peaceful, but beside one lies a worn Bible scroll, and beside the other, a ledger of money. As if the sky has split open, a brilliant silver-white light pours down from above the roof. The body of the sleeping saint slowly floats into the air. Gently, as if embraced by a lover, he rises against gravity toward the sky. The person sleeping next to him merely turns over in the sudden chill, never dreaming that an eternal separation is taking place right beside them. The scene shifts dramatically to Golgotha at dusk. A rough, dark red cross dominates the screen. Jesus' pained breaths can be heard, almost tearing through the speakers. The blood flowing from under the crown of thorns is not just a liquid. It is the water of life, the price paid for all this salvation. Even in his agony, Jesus looks toward the void with a merciful smile, as if seeing the saints of the distant future. It is finished. Before the throne of God, a sacred space where even light holds its breath. The Father's form is depicted as formless light, but his trembling gaze is fixed on his Son on the cross. The love of the Father, who gave his only Son, is vast enough to swallow the universe. The Father's heart-wrenching silence, his desire to bear his Son's pain, ripples across the screen like a wave. Above the clouds, in the future, with the sound of a trumpet, light erupts between the clouds. Jesus stands at the center. He appears weathered, older than his 30 years. His deep eyes and the lines on his face, from bearing the sins of humanity, add trust and authority. His hair has streaks of silver. Though dressed in simple linen, he shines brighter than any silk. He is truly the King of Kings. In the air, the raptured saints run toward Jesus. He embraces each one. When they see the vivid nail marks on the back of his hands and begin to sob, Jesus wipes away their tears with those strong, warm hands. You have suffered much, my beloved bride. His voice is a healing melody that makes all pain forgotten. Back on earth, desolation. Chaos has arrived, like the people of old who beat on the ark's door, screaming for salvation. Those left behind now shake their fists at the sky or collapse in despair. The fields are abandoned, the millstones have stopped, and the bedrooms are empty. The price for rejecting the grace of the cross is a heavy silence and fear that covers the earth. We return to the heavens. A great golden table is set. Jesus sits at the head. Though he wears the humblest clothes, he is the most radiant being there. He personally breaks the bread and pours the wine. The saints shed no more tears. The camera focuses on Jesus' merciful smile and slowly fades out. A subtitle appears. Behold, I am coming soon.